Welcome to the Illinois Tollway's webinar on roadside safety. Over the next few minutes, you will learn how to better prepare for field work as well as identify and respond to potential hazards and emergencies. Highways and associated infrastructure pose many hazards that can create an unsafe working environment. Never take your safety for granted and never perform a task that you believe may endanger either you or the health and safety of others. Remember, never work alone. As you prepare to begin field inspections, it is important to treat each job individually. Some tools required for one job may not be necessary on another. Keep your preparatory steps consistent, as they may save your life or the life of someone else. First, know where you are going and what you are doing. Have your access letter signed, giving you permission to be in the field. Be sure the appropriate people, such as your direct supervisor, know where you are, what you are doing, and when you are expected to return. Second, make sure you have reviewed all weather information. Is it raining, snowing, or foggy? What extra gear will you need? Is it unsafe? Should the project be postponed? Third, have as much of the proper gear on as makes sense before you get in your vehicle to go to the site. Your hard hat must be with you. Wear boots, safety vest, long pants, and long sleeves. If necessary, bring eye protection, ear protection, gloves, and a flashlight, or any other job-specific tools. Fourth, look in the vehicle you will be driving. It should have a MARS light, a first aid kit in the trunk, and vehicle identifiers. Once you arrive at the site, use your MARS light when pulling the vehicle onto the shoulder or into a job site. Pay attention where you park. Do not block any construction activity or equipment. Note where the vehicles are entering and leaving the site. Parking on a curve, hill, or other location where your visibility is limited requires extra vigilance. You already are wearing your boots, long pants, and long sleeves. Before you get out of your vehicle, your hard hat and reflective vest should be on. If a car comes at you out of control, how will you react? Where can you run for safety? Your escape route should be planned. Emergencies can arise at any time. Recognize your location by route or direction, such as northbound, southbound, eastbound, westbound, as well as mile marker. It is also important that you make note of the nearest exits or any other landmark that will help you identify your position. When getting out of your vehicle, if your door is on the same side as live traffic, use both of your mirrors and turn around to look for vehicles. Wait until it is clear to open your door and step out of the car. When doing work near the roadway, make sure to work in front of your vehicle. You have a better chance of avoiding an accident if your parked vehicle is stationed behind you. If possible, do not work between your vehicle and a fixed object. Doing this poses additional risk. As you get out of your vehicle, be mindful of the terrain. Be aware of steep slopes, uneven ground, and slippery surfaces which cause slips, trips, and falls. Be alert around culverts, as there may be sinkholes in the ground above the pipe. The best way to avoid an accident is to find an alternative path. Use all your senses to keep alert and recognize potential hazards. A hazard is defined as any circumstance or site condition that poses a risk to your health and safety. Let's look at 4 categories of hazards: biological, weather, live traffic, and miscellaneous. Biological hazards include vegetation such as tall grass, poison ivy, and wild parsnip. Poison ivy is common in many of the inspection sites, and it is important that you identify and avoid it. Both the oil on the leaf and the sap are irritants. Should you come in contact with either, wash your skin as soon as possible. If you are burning poison ivy, do not inhale it. Tall grass poses a hazard because you can become separated from your partner or disoriented while adjacent to a roadside environment. Remain within earshot of your partner and keep a landmark as a reference point. Wild parsnip is a common roadside plant that blooms in late summer and can have a flat yellow top of flowers. Contact with wild parsnip can result in a skin rash and blistering. Insects are also biological hazards. The most common insects you will encounter include the tick and mosquito. Always apply insect repellent to your clothes and shoes before beginning an inspection. Mosquitoes, spiders, snakes, and other animals also thrive within the tollway's right-of-way, so use caution. Tick bites are generally painless. You may not even notice the bite or find a tick if it falls off. Although redness, itching, burning, and localized intense pain sometimes are symptoms of tick bites. Avoid tick bites by wearing long sleeves with tight cuffs, tuck your shirt into your pants, and your pants into your boots. Wear light-colored clothing to make it easier to spot a tick. If you spot a tick, grasp it as close to the head as possible and remove. Sanitize the area and seek medical attention if the head remains embedded. One danger of tick bites is Lyme disease. Lyme disease causes a rash and flu-like symptoms that often begin days to weeks after a tick is gone. The final biological hazard in today's video is pigeon excrement. An accumulation of droppings can be harmful to humans if the materials are disturbed, become airborne, and are inhaled or ingested. This can result in respiratory problems. Prior to working in an area, a thorough inspection must be done to determine if the droppings pose a threat. Protective measures include wearing protective clothing, wetting down droppings prior to and during all work in order to minimize airborne dusting, and thoroughly washing hands and other exposed skin prior to eating, drinking, or smoking. Upon leaving the work site, do a full body scan. Are your clothes torn? Are you bleeding? Are there bugs crawling on you? Are there seed heads or burrs on you? If you answered yes to any of these, evaluate whether emergency care is necessary. The second category of hazards is weather-related. They occur most frequently in extreme conditions. Storms create the most obvious weather-related hazards with lightning, winds, rain, or black ice. Field staff should be aware how the weather affects their work and how it may affect passing motorists. Heat stress can pose a serious threat in warm weather. Symptoms of heat stress include dry, hot skin with a red molted or bluish appearance. Keep hydrated during warm weather. If you are thirsty or your lips are chapped and dry, then you are dehydrated. Frostbite occurs during cold weather. Be aware of your expected duration of exposure and work to effectively minimize your time outside. Third category of hazards in today's video is live traffic. It's important to be aware of exactly where traffic is around you. Do not let down your guard. Always use your senses to detect any changes including speed, location, congestion, and type. Live traffic can change at any time without any warning, so being aware of slight shifts can save lives. Before entering a construction site, be aware of the marked entrance and exit points. When exiting the construction site, follow any and all safety procedures. The final category is miscellaneous hazards. There are many additional hazards that may injure someone in the field. A few include lead paint, overhead or buried utility lines, marshy ditches, particularly in the spring rain. Urine bottles. Many of the tossed beverage bottles on the side of the road have actually been filled with urine and tossed, so be careful and do not touch. Finally, let's discuss roadside emergencies. How would you respond to an emergency situation? What if a motorist is involved? Immediately call 911. If a member of the tollway's maintenance staff is present, they will summon help using the tollway's radio system. Give the operator the specific location of the incident. This includes route, travel direction, mile marker, and landmarks. Stay in a safe location but remain at the site if possible until emergency personnel arrive. Any additional assistance you provide is at your discretion. What if a member of your project team is injured? For all emergencies, call 911. Individuals with injuries or other medical emergencies should be transported to the nearest appropriate emergency department. Notify your direct supervisor and project manager immediately. All incidents should be reported on the date of occurrence. Follow your company's emergency protocol. First aid may be self-administered. For minor injuries that do not require immediate attention, assistance may be given by a buddy. If you are the buddy, avoid contact with bodily fluids such as blood. Debris in the roadway or a roadway obstruction can quickly turn into a roadway emergency situation. If you see debris on the roadway or a roadway obstruction and you are on the tollway, call State Police at 630-241-6800, extension 5030. Identify where you are, route, direction, and mile marker. Stay at the location if the situation warrants. The tollway will follow procedures based on your description of the situation. We take safety seriously, and our goal is to ensure that all employees understand the risks and exercise caution as they enter, work in, and exit the roadside environment. If you have any questions about these or any other roadside safety concerns, or for further details regarding anything discussed in this video, please contact your Tollway project manager or call the Illinois Tollway's headquarters and request the safety coordinator. Thank you for watching the Illinois Tollway's training webinar on roadside safety.